The Texas Rattlesnake, the toughest SOB in the WWE, will be returning to WWE with the Stone Cold Podcast. Welcome to the Brash Sean's Entertainment, where I keep it prolific, consistent, and dedicated. Stone Cold Steve Austin's WWE Network podcast. Subscribe, share my videos. Make sure to donate to my Patreon, which is in the comment section or the description of the video. The WWE Network podcast, which has been absent on the network since August of 2016, might be returning to WWE depending on whether or not Austin can secure. Easy for me to say. I haven't been doing this in a while. I've been under some depression, some anxieties, some very bad times in the life of Sean's Entertainment. So just bear with me to secure a major name as the show's next guest. Now, sources have noted that Austin's podcast could return to WWE Network should The Undertaker agree to the show. Austin has stated in the past podcasts that the dead man has said that he would be willing to appear on the show. Austin's show currently airs on Podcast One, and now that The Undertaker's character has seemingly been retired in WWE, the likelihood of Taker doing the podcast seems better than ever. The last time Austin did a network podcast was back in August. His guest was Dean Ambrose, and the interview was widely regarded as awkward, with reports suggesting that Vince McMahon was not happy with how the episode turned out. But it doesn't mean that they all have to be bad. And can you imagine how intriguing, how uplifting, how interesting, how in-depth it would be for Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker to be in the same room at the same time, but under different circumstances. It wouldn't be for a promo. It wouldn't be for a wrestling match. It would be just to shoot the you-know-what. Get down to it, talk about the career, talk about what's been going on, talk about what's the next step, talking about everything and anything under the sun. We know the history between Austin and The Undertaker, and that could be one of the best podcasts since Triple H, since Vince McMahon. You know what? Some other good ones that Austin has had on the Stone Cold Podcast. They're, few and far between. I mean, there's been some good, there's been some bad, there's been some in between. There's no doubt about that. But, ladies and gentlemen, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker meet up once again. This is according to WrestleZone.com. I cannot wait. I am anticipating this more than I could ever say. Well, it's almost like a wet dream, really. But, ladies and gentlemen, your comments and your opinions on not only the Stone Cold Podcast returning to the WWE Network, which was probably one of the greatest things the WWE Network has ever produced, but The Undertaker and Austin meeting up one final time. And that's the bottom line. Subscribe and smash the bell for around-the-clock news, rumors, and headlines in WWE. Subscribe. Stay tuned. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, and if you're not down with that, I got a few words for you. This is the Brash Sean's Entertainment. There ain't no other way it's going to be, and that's the bottom line, whether you like it or not.